I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
We are here on Phase with myself, JJ and AJ. Got a great episode for y'all today. We're going to do some predictions on the AFC, give y'all our predictions on every AFC division. I know a lot of y'all AFC fans excited to hear what we got to say because both our teams on the NFC. That's going to come later, though. But I'm feeling good. I can't wait for this episode to start. My boy, AJ, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. The season around the corner, Joe. We around the corner, man. It is around the corner. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited to see what our conference is going to look like. You know what I mean? You know, both our teams over there. You know, you see the Eagles, you see the Commanders. Y'all know what time it is. But like you said, for today's episode, maybe we're going to give our unbiased opinions on the AFC, man. So I'm excited, bro. I'm excited to get to it.
Yes, sir. You know, Cowboys got a lot of soap operas going on. Terry McLaurin got his hold in. Like you saw him and AP talking. Him and Adam Peters talking on the sideline. You know,
I saw
you know, but the Eagles got some injuries to deal with. We're going to talk about that next week. You know, they got some injuries going on, man. We're going to pray for that situation. But let's kick it off for the first division we're going to talk about. And it's probably the weakest division going into the season, and that's the AFC South. AJ, there's some teams here. You got Cam Ward with the Titans. You got CJ Stroud winning the division last 2 years, matter of fact. Right? You got the Jacksonville Jaguars with Travis Hunter. And you got your boy, Mr. Hot Seat, Shane Steichen, with the Colts. Now, give the people your prediction. Seeding from 1 to 4, 4 to 1, however you want to do it. What's your seeding?
So for this division, I'm going to start 1 to 4. So I got the Texans repeating, bro. I got the Texans repeating as the division winner of the AFC South. I think CJ Stroud. Now, last year I predicted he was going to have a bit of a sophomore slump. I feel like I was accurate in that. Now, you had some injuries. You had a lot of stuff going on over there that you couldn't foresee. But one thing I noticed about him last year, like after he had that sensational rookie season, he just seemed like he was out a lot. He was in the media a lot. He was doing a lot of talking, not necessarily trash talking, but it seemed like he was, you know, I'm CJ Stroud. I'm feeling myself a bit, you know, in a humble way, but I'm feeling myself. I'm doing all the interviews. I'm showing up at all the events. I'm just, it seemed like he felt like he arrived. That's what it seemed like from the outside looking in. And so that's why I was like, you know, I expect CJ to take a step back. If you notice this year, though, we ain't heard nothing from CJ Stroud. He ain't been in no interviews. He ain't been dealing with Madden. He ain't been sitting. He been silent. So that's how I know he locked in. So I can see him having a really bounce back season in a division that, like, I mean, we're going to talk about it more in depth, but like, I'm not confident like that. No other team taking him out, especially if he's looking like rookie CJ Stroud or he takes a step. I like the roster. Obviously, Joe Mixon is out right now. Nick Chubb, questionable right now, but I expect him to be ready for the season. Nico Collins, I expect him to ball out. He dealt with injury last year, but I expect him to be good. Tank Dell, unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to be back all year dealing with his knee injury. I'm going to assume that he's not. Hopefully, maybe he come back come playoff time, but probably not. I'd assume he's probably out for the season dealing with the injury, the gruesome injury he had last season. Wishing him well going forward. They got Christian Kirk now. I'm confident in their defense. Head coach D'Amico Ryans always has them, you know what I'm saying, ready on the defensive side of the ball, defensive-minded head coach. So out of all the teams in the division, I'm most confident in them. And I see CJ honestly being the best quarterback in the division and kind of taking it by storm. I got the Jags at number 2. Now, Trevor Lawrence, is he ever going to take a step? I don't know. I truly don't know. He is the definition of mid to me. He's closer to the bottom than he is to the top. Like I don't know. Like he has not lived up to the hype that was placed on his name coming into the draft that year. Like it's just not. So I don't know if he's ever going to take a step, but you got Brian Thomas Jr. right now, right? I'm interested to see how they use Travis Hunter, receiver, corner. We're going to see how they use that. If he's more so used on the offensive side, I think that'll be beneficial for them. So we'll see if they take a step, but even if they don't, I just see them being good enough, just being good enough. I'm not very confident in their defense. I like their defensive line, but outside of that, I'm not confident in their defense as a whole, which is why I can't put them number 1. I'm not confident enough in Trevor Lawrence, which is why I can't put them number 1. But I think they're good enough at number 2. We just talked about Shane Steichen and the Colts. I got them coming in at 3. Honestly, Joe, I got them coming in at number 3 out of respect for Shane Steichen. That's the only reason why I got them coming in at number 3. And I believe in Cam Ward, but I don't believe in Cam Ward the same way I did Jaden Daniels. I don't believe in him the same way I did Caleb Williams coming into the season. I think he can be decent, but he's one of those type of players for me. He got to show me he can finish higher than 3 for me to give him the nod. So I got Texans, Jags, Colts, Titans.
Okay, so me, number 1, Texans. Now, I'm actually, okay, let me say that. Okay, I got Texas number 1. Same thing like you said. CJ Stroud, last year, you can tell he was smelling roses. Mm-hmm. All right? In the media, with Michael Parsons, hanging out, with Amber Rose, doing his thing.
He was kicking it.
He was chilling. But like you said, I haven't heard a peep of CJ Stroud all season. I mean, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Sometimes I'm on TikTok. I haven't seen that one thing of a CJ Stroud. I don't know if you have, but I haven't. Mm-hmm. So that's that. Also, the CJ GJ injury is a killer, I will say. He's out for the year. I think it was an ACL injury, I believe. Right?
No, I think they said I don't know if he's getting further evaluated, but he didn't tear his ACL. I saw that. He didn't actually tear. So I know he's out for some time, but I don't know the actual, timeline for when he's able to come back.
So it's a possibility he can be back.
I think he'll come back at some point, probably late in the season. That's my assumption. I don't know for sure, but I know he didn't tear his ACL.
Okay, I know you mentioned Tank Dell, but they went and got Christian Kirk. So that was a good replacement right there. Christian Kirk is a really good slot corner. He was really good with the what's it, the Jags? He's really good.
He was right? With the Jags, yep.
So that's that. Now, and also CJ Stroud coming off last season, something to prove. He got a chip on his shoulder. And I felt like in the playoffs, he played much better than he played in the regular season. He ended the season really well. He played really good against the Chargers in that after the first quarter, obviously. And also, so I got Texans at number 1. And they defense. I feel like the Texans can make a run in for the best secondary in the NFL. They have an opportunity to do that. Their defense will be stout. So give me the Texans at number 1. But I'm actually higher on this team than you are.
I think you finna. Go ahead.
The Jags, right?
Okay.
I think the Jags would be a close second.
Okay.
I really like the Liam Cohen move. The former offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He did a really good job with Tampa Bay last year. With Tampa Bay, what he did, like Tampa Bay, the previous 2 seasons, they were bottom tier in rushing the football with Brian Leftwich, right? And with the OC before that, the Panthers head coach. He gets there, and they become a top 5 rushing offense. They start to run the ball more. Now, I think we'll see that a lot more with Jacksonville, with Bixby and Travis Etienne. But at the same time, you got Travis Hunter with Brian Thomas Jr. Brian Thomas Jr. had a terrific year last year. Brian Thomas, I'm hoping y'all lose games, keep losing, my brother, and come out. Anyways, Brian Thomas Jr. He had a really good year last year. You pair him up with Travis Hunter. They went and got my boy De'Ami Brown. You know, De'Ami Brown had a decent solid year with us. I don't think he would be a huge impact with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but he's another shifty, speedy guy they could put in different spots, right? So, because De'Ami Brown, we put him in like a lot of screens and stuff like that. So I think Liam Cohen will do a good job with this offense, but like you said, it's Trevor Lawrence. What are we going to get from Trevor Lawrence? I mean, we saw Trevor Lawrence's rookie year. He looked horrible, but we all knew the environment was horrible. We all knew that. But then the second year, early on in the year, he carried on what he did in the first year, but then he caught fire, kind of like what Jordan Love did in this first year start. He caught fire, got to the playoffs, did his thing, lost to the Chiefs. And then last I couldn't recognize him that. Like last year was terrible. All right. So he's the X factor because they can win this division. I don't think the Texans are runaway winners with this division. You know, I don't think so. I think the Jags have an opportunity. I picked the Jags last year, if you remember, but I'm gonna pick them second this year.
I forget that, Joe. I forget that.
They won 4 games. God, I think they won 4. How many games they won? Hold on, I got it right here. They won.
It was like 4 or 5.
They won 4. They won 4 and 13. God,
yeah, bro. That was rough.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you won. At least you won to pick them though. So all other predictions was right. It's just you was off with the division. That's all it is.
I'm glad we didn't do the pick-ons before the season.
That'd have been rough. That would have been
the Raiders. I'm going to get to that.
That'd have been rough.
But third place, I'm with you. The Indianapolis Colts. I think the Colts will be in third place. Now, I gotta like you said, Shane Steichen. We had this debate last week. You had Shane having a hot seat, which I agree. He has a hot seat, new ownership in there, right? But we have them hot seat 2 different reasons. With the situation he was presented to, right? With Richardson, with Joe Flacco, with Gardner Minshew. The last two years, he 500. Last 2 years with that situation. So believe it or not, Daniel Jones, I'm not high on Daniel Jones, but I think Daniel Jones is no different than what he had before, you know? So, and then Daniel Jones have more of a, don't get mad at me, Jalen Hurts to him because he can run the ball. Because he can run the ball. You know, Joe Flacco and Gardner Minshew, they you know what I mean? They sit in that pocket. When Daniel Jones, he can offer you more than what they can offer. So I think that the Colts are sneaky because the coach of because of Shane. Like I said, like the first year, they almost won the division against the Texans. They were a catch. Dude dropped a wild open 4th down pass. I think it was Downs. Dropped a wild open pass for a first down, right? Not down. I forgot who it was. For pass. And then last year, they were 2 games out of first place. And they lost both of the games to the Texans by by 1 score. So they win both of those games. They win the division. So they were right there to win the division these last 2 years with their quarterback situation. So the Colts are a sleeper. They could easily beat number 2 in this division like they were last year. And they could possibly win the division if the Texans repeat what they had last year. You know, so, but I'm going to put them at number 3. I'm not going to be delusional and say they're going to win.
I'm about to say, ain't too much change from last year, bro. Ain't too much. So
I mean, you never know, man. Like I said, Daniel Jones brings a different dynamic to the offense. You still got Jonathan Taylor. You still got Michael Pittman Jr. You know what I mean? You got Alec Pierce. So you got some offensive weapons. You know, so we'll see what happens. But they number 3 in my book. All right. Okay. And last but not least, the Titans. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cam Ward showed me something when him and Calvin Ridley in that first preseason game. He was looking for Calvin Ridley. He looked pretty good. They connection was good. If I'm a fantasy user in the same league,
I'm a fantasy user, bro.
I would look out for Calvin Ridley because I could see Cam Ward feeding him. Calvin Ridley is a terrific route runner. You know, he just has some catching issues at times. You know what I mean? But he's a really good receiver. And he was frustrated with his quarterback last year. Last year, I remember he had a lot of targets early in the game. I forgot what game it was, but he had 0 targets in the second half, and he was complaining about his quarterback play. So with Cam Ward is going to look for Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ward is pretty accurate also. So, but he's a rookie. Their team is not built. They got Tony Paul. They got some guys over there, but their raw surge screens for 4th place. That's what it screens. So I'm going with them. 4th place. We got the same thing.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. For some reason, when you got to 2 and you said I'm higher on them than you are, I don't know why I thought she was gonna say I got the Titans at 2. I don't know why.
No.
I don't know why I thought that was coming. Like maybe he a Cam Moore guy. I have no idea. Maybe he think he gonna be the next JD5. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't get me wrong though.
He can play.
They are saying he has some traits like JD5, like he's there 5'8". He's the first one in the building, like the leadership stuff, the work ethic. He's first in the building and all that stuff. But JD5 never came out and said we mid. I mean, he said that. Hey. He said we mid. JD5 ain't never say that, you know.
JD gonna be one that's hard to duplicate. I'll give him that. He gonna be. It's gonna be difficult to duplicate that success, man. So AJ, I give him that.
It's the growth.
I respect it.
Now it's about to be the.
At first, I wasn't trying to give it to you at first, but
now it's about to be the good smoke. The good soap.
What?
Greatest sophomore all time.
Oh my gosh. Man, cut this. Let's move on. Let's move on, man, to the AFC North, man. We got the AFC North, one of the most exciting divisions in the sport of football today. Some people still believe it is the best division in football. We got the Ravens, we got the Steelers, we got the Bengals, we got the Browns. JJ, Joe Jordan, how you feeling about this division? What's the order looking like? Who wins? Who comes in 4th? Let us know.
This was tough, AJ. I'm not going to lie to you. But what wasn't tough was number 1. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah.
The Ravens, number 1. AJ, as long as Lamar healthy, give me the Ravens every year until he retire. This straight up, I don't care who the quarterback is. Give me Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson behind Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady is the 3rd most winningest quarterback in NFL history. So he's gonna win some games in the regular season. Now he might slip up against a Gardner Minshew. You know what I mean? That's what he does. But when it comes to winning games in the regular season, he will do that. So give me the Ravens at number 1. Like Lamar said himself, he thinks it's the best team he's ever played with. And I could agree with him. This is probably the best receiver core Lamar ever had. He still got Zay Flowers. He got DeAndre Hopkins. He got Bateman off a career year. He got the best 2 tight ends he ever had, Andrews and Likely. He got the best running back he ever had, Derrick Henry. And he got the best defense, in my opinion, he probably ever played with. I mean, you got Roquan Smith. You got Malachi, the rookie you just drafted. You got Humphreys in the slot. You got Jair Alexander. You got Kyle Hamilton. I mean, come on now. Like they stouted. They are a really good team. So if they don't win number 1, it's like, what? Are you serious? It's either that or another team in this division went crazy. Right. That's it, like 15, 14 wins. So give me the Ravens at number 1. Now, this one get tough. Number 2. Now, we all know last year the Steelers went number 2. The year before that, the Browns went number 2. The year before that, the Bengals went number 2. So it's just that number 2 spot is just rotating. And I'm going to believe it's going to rotate again. I'm going with the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to be number 2. Now, I look at the Bengals. Last year, they had a rough start. You know what I mean? I remember once upon a time, they went 0-2, and somebody came in and made them 0-3. But they had a rough start. All right? I know it was an AFC panel, but I got to throw my dogs in there.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I got to throw my dogs in there a few times, right? But the Bengals, rough start like always. But end of the season, people forget the Steelers with Justin Fields. They went 5-2 with Justin Fields. They had a winning record. Russell Wilson came in, they won some more games, and then they spiraled downhill down the rest of the season. So my brother Jamar's gonna be mad at me, but I'm going with the Bengals at number 2. I think having Jamar, like the starters, play the first 2 preseason games will make a difference this season. I don't think the Bengals gonna go on to that slow start they usually go through. I think they will get to a high start this season. So, and they could be a potential challenger to the Ravens for number 1 seed, but I won't go that far. But I do believe the Bengals will finish number 2, and I do expect another good year from Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Number 3, Steelers. Steelers is another wild card team. It's like a team you can't predict. Like, you look at them and you're like, you know what? They can be this or they can be that. I mean, you just don't know. Because so the Steelers, they went and got Aaron Rodgers. We all know with the Jets, Aaron Rodgers was not good at all. The offensive line wasn't good. That's going to be the key for the Steelers. How well can they protect Aaron Rodgers? I watched the interview from Jalen Ramsey today on the Pivot, and he mentioned how they don't want to let down Aaron Rodgers. Like that's their focus. Their focus is this is for Aaron Rodgers. And this is potentially his last year. Two things can happen this year, AJ, right? It could be, or three things. It could be the same old Mike Tomlin, right? Go to the playoffs and then lose in the first round. It could be that. Aaron Rodgers could be that one quarterback that lived them past that first round in a long time, or Aaron Rodgers could be that quarterback that stopped Mike Tomlin from making the playoffs. It could be one. It could be one or the other, right? So, but I do believe there will be I'm gonna say it now. I know we're not doing it today, but I do believe there will be a playoff team. But I got them at number 3. I'm gonna say that number 3, right? And number 4, the Browns. I mean, the Browns, they playing games right now. I mean, you know what I mean? They got all this politics going on with the quarterback situation. You know, I mean, right now, all we know about the Browns situation is the quarterback situation. Nobody think about playoffs. Nobody think about wins, none of that stuff. Who's starting at QB? So that's my order. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Joe. I like how that sounds. I got nothing changing from last year.
Oh,
I got nothing changing, bro. I got the division going exactly how it went last year again this year. First off, like I said on the previous episode, like I've said other episodes in the chats, if you hear me talk about the Ravens, you hear me say this routinely, and I'm gonna say it all season long because I think some people be forgetting. The Ravens got the best roster in the AFC. I think it's bar none. I don't really think it's close. They got the best roster in the AFC. If you go talent for talent, if that quarterback shows up in the regular season or shows up in the playoffs like he does in the regular season, you got the best quarterback maybe in the NFL, right? You got one of the best backs in the NFL. You already talked about the receiver core, the dual tight end threat, right? We know what the defense brings to the table. I think Malachi Starks is going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a squad. They got a squad over there. So as long as they continue to be the Ravens, as long as Lamar, like you said, continues to be Lamar, I got them coming in at number 1. And I think it should be remotely easy. Now, number 2, I still got the Steelers. The reason why I have the Steelers is because defensively, I think they're going to be like that. I think they got a lot of old vets that are still hungry to prove that they can go out there and ball. You got Ramsey over there. You got Slay over there, right? You got guys over there. TJ Watt just signed his extension. Like, you got playmakers at pretty much every line on that defense. And so I look at that and I say, like, man, can't forget about Porter Jr. They got guys, I believe, that are going to force turnovers, that are going to make plays. They're vets, so they're very smart. I think they're going to play well together, right? And so I just see that defense meshing extremely well. And offensively, the one thing that does give me cause to pause, as Stephen A would say about the offense, Aaron Rodgers, I just seen the clip of Aaron Rodgers already icing his calf. Already got the calf heavily wrapped up in ice. So I'm like, obviously, if Aaron Rodgers go down, it's over with. It's over with. But I do believe, and I know I said this last year and I paid for it, but I'm going to say it again this year because the talent speaks for itself. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy and be close to where Aaron Rodgers was, because remember, last year, the Jets defense was up and down. But now with this Steelers defense that I believe will be stout, I don't think he'll have to do nearly as much on the offensive side of the ball. I think if you run the ball effectively, you take care of the football, you game manage at times, and you take over when needed, Jay Hurts, I think you'll be in a really good position. I can't see them overtaking the Ravens, but I think they'll be in a better position than the Bengals. Let's speak of the Bengals. I got them coming in at 3. What changed? That's my question. What has really changed about the Bengals that's going to make me believe that they're going to go from 3rd to 2nd and somehow potentially make the playoffs? The organization's still crazy. Don't know what they're doing, right? They ain't brought back Henderson yet. Maybe they bring him back. Maybe they don't. They just signed a rookie. Like he just finally signed his contract. And while one would say that's great, the other side of that is like, look how much training camp he missed. Look how much OTAs he missed. He missed rookie camp. Like, All this time this young guy has missed. He could be nice, but he might start off slow, just like the team normally starts off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to the offense, the defense is the defense. We know the defense ain't really, it's up and down at best. Sometimes if they make the playoffs, normally the defense can be opportunistic. They make plays when they need to. But at the end of the day, the way the defense looked last year, they really didn't do nothing to improve this defense this offseason. They ain't make no splash moves. They ain't do nothing that's like, oh my gosh, the defense is going to be much better. I see them being close to the same. Offensively, what did you do? You re-signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins was there last year. Burrow's there. Burrow was there last year. And they had career years. Burrow went off. Jamar Chase went off. Triple crown. Boy, I think Burrow led the league in passing yards. Did all that. T. Higgins, I know he dealt with injury here and there. He had a great year. And they still was bad. Pretty much all year except for the very end. So, now this isn't denying their talent, but do I believe Jamar Chase is going to get the triple crown again? I don't think that's going to happen back-to-back years. Do I expect Joe Burrow to fall off? No, but do I think he's going to be as sensational as he was last year? I think that's hard to duplicate back-to-back years, right? T. Higgins might take a bit of a step forward this year, but it's like, to me, it all balances itself out to say, like, y'all probably going to end up being in third place again, because to me, I kind of saw y'all offensive ceiling last year, and it didn't get you nowhere, right? And so that's why I got the Bengals at 3, and then I got the Browns, and it's in I think people hate when I've been told off camera by my friends, nobody in the R2O community, but I've been told off camera by my friends, I don't like how you talk about Joe Burrow, bro. I feel like you be disrespecting Joe Burrow, but it's like, it's how I feel, Joe. You know what I mean? Like, the boy nice, but it's like, yeah, he missing them accolades that I like. And I say that to say, like, I'm looking at Cleveland and like, if they started Shador, I might have said they was gonna be 3. I may have said it, bro. Now I know I'm getting ahead of myself. I think that's just some Shador Sanders fandom coming out. Honestly, truthfully, that's just me being real. You know, it was preseason against the Panthers, right? Their defense wasn't great last year, and then they playing second string or third string. So you know the defense ain't. I mean, the second string, third string ain't better than the first string, right? So it's like he out there dicing them up. You can't judge it by that. But I'm looking like, man, if Shador come out balling and put the city of Cleveland on the map, then they might have to battle with the Browns if they start off slow. Like, who's to say the Browns don't finish 9-8? I'm just saying, because that's around the area that the Bengals was in last year. So I'm gonna be respectful though. I'm gonna be respectful because I personally don't believe it's disrespectful to say they're gonna come in third, and it's not really because of Joe Burrow. It's mainly because of their defense. Their defense, we know they don't have a lot over there, right? And so the offense got to carry the load yet again, and I don't see them pulling that off and getting to a second seed over the Steelers if Aaron Rodgers is healthy. Right, but I do want to see Shador start, man. If you do, I might change this. But for now, I got the Ravens.
Oh
the
my
Steelers,
God.
The Ravens, the Steelers, Bengals, Browns.
Now you said what changed? What the Bengals?
Yeah.
What changed from the defensive side? First of all, the offense don't need to change. Let's start there.
Fair.
All right. Trey Hendrickson, I expect him to play.
Okay.
All right. Just I expect him to play. So. Because he's not trying to lose no money. That's why he's holding in now. Mm-hmm. And so that's that. Number 2, all right? They fired a defensive coordinator, all right? Lou Amaruno, I think that's his name.
Okay.
All right? He was good with the Chiefs, but everybody else, I don't know. All right? But
right.
So they fired him. The first 3 out of their 4 draft picks were all on the defensive side of the ball, right? So they made some effort to do that. They did sign a rookie who Shamir is really a good player, right?
He's supposed to be a good player. Definitely should be a good player.
They hired Al Gordon, defensive coordinator for Notre Dame last year, right? Who basically led them to the national championship game. That's college, But they got a new voice there. And you know what I can do to a defense? I mean, you should know, right?
This is true. Hey, the talent got to show up and show out too, though. Like the talent got to show up and show out too, though. So,
I mean, the biggest one this bad. I mean, what happened? They need a new voice. You know that, right?
that's facts, though. I give you that.
That went
I
from worst
give
to
you
first.
that. I give you that. I give you credit for. I like that point. I like
Like,
that
I
point.
did get some draft picks like the Bengals.
That's
So
true.
we'll see what happens.
I mean,
So
everybody can't be Quinyon and Cooper DeJean. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, though. Top 60 players. You know what I'm saying, in the league according to NFL players. I'm just saying that's tough. That's hard to do. You know what I mean? So I like it. I like it. I don't think it's enough. You know what I mean? I don't think it's enough. But Burrow gonna have him in. They're gonna have him in the mix. But they got to start strong this year. And I do like what I will say is I like the fact that they played their starters in the preseason.
yes,
Went out there and diced us up. I was like, Lord, we need an answer at DB2. Lord, have mercy.
but their defense though
Also got diced up. So it's like, bro, like
I give you that.
that's what I'm saying. By our backups. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, they got to start strong. If they start strong, then I think they'll be okay ultimately. But like, it's been so many years in a row where they haven't started strong. It's like with the Bengals, like now you got to show me at this point.
Yeah, I'm with that.
you got to show me. And so I don't know, man. I'm high on the Steelers as long as Rodgers is healthy. I think he could do enough offensively to give them enough punch for that defense to do the heavy lifting. That's me. You know what I mean?
I know it's on the training camp. From what I've seen, he ain't really looking too good.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he moving around a little slow. He moving around a little slow.
Yeah, and he dinking and dunking, you know. But that's what they need him to do. They don't really need him to be old Aaron Rodgers. They need to play the possession game.
Right.
But he will need to win some games if need be. That's the Steelers' problem. They never had that guy who can go win us the game. You know,
Right.
Russell Wilson did that a couple of times last year, early in his starts with the Steelers. And then look, I want to ask you this: are y'all playing? Y'all got the Browns next week preseason.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, we saw Joe Burrow light y'all up. That was second string though. Do you know if y'all play your first or second yet? Do you know that?
Or first or second string?
Yeah, against the Browns.
So
Because
I'm
normally
not
y'all
sure.
play to the third game, right?
Yeah, normally, Sirianni don't put our starters out there all the preseason. Like since he's been our head coach, our starters have not played at all in the preseason. But Vic Fangio, even last year and again this year, he pushing for the starters to play, the defensive starters to play. So I think there's kind of a back and forth. I think at some point our defensive starters are going to play. I don't know if it's going to be the second game though.
Yeah, use the training camp. Cause y'all do got the joint practice and stuff. I'm gonna be tuned into that joint practice.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna be tuned into that. Because Shador, I want to see how you look against y'all defense. So, all right. So let's move on to the next division. We got the AFC West. Now we talked about AFC North being the best division in the AFC, but the AFC West got something to say about that. They really got something to say about that. We got a comment right here. I'm gonna read it real quick before we move on. Steelers trash, Bengals mid, Browns just show up so they don't get fined. Shout out the tie. All right. AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers, I'm sorry, I'm saying from last year's order. Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders. The Raiders. AJ, what's your order?
All right, so for this one, I'm gonna go from the fourth to the top. All right. So number 4. I got the Raiders. I got the Raiders coming in at number 4. I don't see them doing much this year, right? I like their defensive line. Obviously, bringing back Crosby, big time re-sign. I was hoping he would end up in Philly, but everybody can't come to Philly. I understand. You know what I mean? Ski Mask how we can't get everybody. So I get it. I understand. I'm like, all right, we talked about it on the phone. He like, man, I can't do everything. I got you, bro. I got you. Go ahead. It's all good. It's all good. Right. So I like that re-sign, obviously. So I like their defensive line. I think their defense in general is okay. I'm not super high on Geno Smith. I'm not super low on Geno Smith either. I think he's an okay quarterback. I think I wouldn't necessarily say he's as mid as like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence. But how big is that gap? I'm not really sure, if I'm being honest. I'm not really sure. So I think I think he'll be okay. I think this is a really tough division for him to really be successful in, to be honest with you. Genty, man, I already don't like the fact they got Genty not doing his regular stance, bro. I know it's preseason, bro, but now He not doing his straight standing up stance. Now he got like a little bend in it. And like, I think psychologically for a young player, bro, like let him do his thing. Let him come in and play his game. Like it was successful in high school. It was successful in college. Let him come in the pros and do his thing. But if I'm not mistaken, they got Chip Kelly. If I'm not mistaken, they got Chip Kelly over there. And, you know, Chip Kelly always got to come in changing stuff up. I would know. Chip always got to come in and ruin the good thing. Always. That's his MO. That's his
MO. Hire him again? Can you go back and get him?
Oh gosh, no. He can stay exactly.
AJ Brown, Devontae, they all gone.
Bro, he trade all of our good players to the Commanders. He trade everybody to the Commanders, bro. Like, golly, bro. So yeah, I don't expect much from them because I think Geno's okay, right? I think their defense is decent. I like their defensive front, but it's like, and I don't want to say I don't have no respect for Chip Kelly because that's a bit overboard, but I don't think Chip Kelly is going to be a good head coach. I just can't foresee that. I think he's gonna be out of the league again.
OC.
Or whatever his assignment is, it ain't gonna go well. That's my prediction. Whatever he's doing, it ain't gonna go well. But thank you for that correction. And number 3, gotta make sure I got this order correct. I got the Chargers. Coming in at number 3. I think this division is gonna be real tight. I got the Chargers at 3. I think they're gonna give the other 2 teams a run. I think they're gonna give the Broncos a run for their money. I think they're going to give the Chiefs a run for their money. But I'm a little higher on these other teams, and that's really what it came down to for me. I'm higher on the other teams. Y'all know how I feel about Herbert. You know, I think Herbert is. I think he's good. I think he's good. I don't think he has shown that he's a winner yet. I do think he had a solid season last year. I love what their defense did last year. I love their head coach. I love the rookie Lad McConkey that they got last year. I think he's gonna have another solid year this year. And so I think they're going to be good. I just don't see them being as good as the Broncos or the Chiefs. All right. And that's the main reason why I got them at 3. Number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh, I knew it.
Number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Knew it.
I think at some point, now we're going to get to playoff predictions later. I'm going to just put this out here. I still have the Chiefs getting into the playoffs. But as far as the division is concerned, as far as what they do this year, I think at some point, it happens to just about every team. You get to a point where you just get tired. You get tired. These boys been winning their division every single year since Mahomes been a starter. They've been in the NFC Championship, or AFC Championship, if I'm not mistaken, every year since Mahomes been a starter. They've been in the Super Bowl multiple times, back to back. That was just last year was just their 3rd time in the Super Bowl. And if I'm being honest, I know the Eagles dominated them last year in the Super Bowl, but they looked tired. They looked tired, bro. They looked like after the Eagles, like after the pick 6, it looked like they was just like, bruh, they got it, bruh. They got it, man. Here you go, bruh. Here, like, take it. Like, we don't feel like fighting back from being down 17-0 or fighting back from a deficit again. It sounds crazy. Psychologically, you look at Travis Kelce on the field. He just looking at Patrick Mahomes running around like, bruh. He contemplated retirement this past season. He really didn't have a good season last year. If we being honest, he wasn't really himself. I know they coming back this season and they hungry and they motivated. But Joe said something to me last episode that's been on my mind, man. He said Patrick Mahomes lately. I'm gonna paraphrase this because he didn't say this, but I'm gonna put a 0 on 10 to make this 100. He said Pat been mid lately. He said Pat been mid to me, and I'm like, you know what, Joe? I might have to co-sign that. Every single game is close with these guys. I don't think that happens again this year. I think some of them close games are going to end up being L's. I saw this with the Minnesota Vikings. I want to make sure I get the years right. I believe it was 2022. And then I think 2023 is where they didn't have a good season. Every game, if I'm not mistaken, for the 2022 season, it was close. And it was coming back and just having these miraculous comebacks and just doing special things. It's like they could not lose a 1-score game to save their lives. Like they was winning them all. Then the next season, they couldn't get a 1-score. They couldn't win a game within 1 score to save their life. In the playoffs, they lost to the Giants. Like I just think at some point that flips. And I think the league catches up to the Chiefs this year. I think the division, to an extent, catches up to the Chiefs this year. I think they take a loss to the Chargers. I think the Broncos get them this year. That's just my opinion. And number 1, I think the Broncos going to take the division. Now, if I had to write down numbers, I'd say the Broncos probably go like 12-5. And I see the Chiefs going like 11-6, maybe even 12-5, but they kind of got the tiebreaker in the way. I got it being real close. I don't have the Broncos going 14-3 and the Chiefs going 9-8. Like I don't have the gap that big. I just got it as a real narrow gap, kind of like these close games they've been winning. A very narrow gap, but the Broncos pull it off in the end. And I think it's mainly because Sean Payton, I think that defense is going to be elite this year. And oddly enough, I talk about sophomore slumps. I called it with Jordan Love. I said they gassing up Jordan Love. I don't think he's going to be as good the following year. Now, granted, he dealt with injuries, so that's a part of the reason why he wasn't the same this year. But he wasn't quite the same. We talked about C.J. Stroud. I said, man, C.J. Stroud, they gassing him up. He in the media. He doing all this stuff. He feeling it. And he didn't have the greatest season. One thing I've noticed about Bo Nix, all the attention is on two quarterbacks from this past year. Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. I ain't heard nothing about Bo Nix. And Bo Nix, at one point, you're not going to agree, but at one point, he was kind of pushing Jaden a little bit.
He was.
Rookie of the year. At one point, his stats. He was making his presence felt. You know what I mean? He was making his presence felt. You know, now obviously JD took off with it. He did his thing. Credit to him. But Bo Nix, he had a good year last year. I don't think he's going to have a sophomore slump, because I don't think he's been put on a pedestal that's going to make people, I don't know how to really explain it, but like he's not put on a pedestal that I think he's exactly. I don't think he has a ton of pressure on him. I think he's going to improve and get better this year. And so I see the Broncos taking over this division just for this year. Not saying the Chiefs is going to disappear off the map, but I think just for this year, I got the Broncos taking over the division and getting first place. I got the Broncos, I got the Chiefs, I got the Chargers, I got the Raiders. And I know as soon as I said I'm starting from fourth to first, y'all knew where I was going.
Well, I'm going to start with the first to fourth so I can rebuttal what you just said. I'm going with the Chiefs, man.
Okay.
You just said, I got to see it to believe it.
That's fair.
Those your words. The Chiefs have won the division 9 years in a row. And we think the guy, you see the preseason game?
I did. He gonna come out, he hungry. He look hungry.
That's the guy that's gonna dethrone the Chiefs, the guy who was getting rushed by the pass rusher and just threw it up, and it was intentional grounding on fourth down. So I think Bo Nix will be better. I've seen some videos of him putting in work and all that stuff. He is going under the radar because everybody understands that. I mean, he did have a top 2, top 3 defense last year. I get it, but he played well. But let's talk about the Chiefs. You said that they played a lot of close games, which they did. Now, let's not forget Rashee Rice was out for the whole year.
True.
Hollywood Brown missed most of the year. Hollywood Brown will be back. I think he's hurt still, though. I think he just got a minor injury.
I think he's going to be back at some point. If not,
he's going to play. Xavier Worthy, I expect a leap from him. He took a leap in the Super Bowl when the game didn't matter no more. Rashee Rice, he will get suspended. We don't know how many games yet, but he will be there this year. And this team is motivated. The last time I saw Mahomes look bad in his last playoff game, he won MVP. Last time I saw him, I remember he went against the Bengals, and I could not recognize him in the second half. I couldn't recognize him. And he came back and had over 5,000 passing yards, and he won MVP over your boy Jalen Hurts. Hey, I could have been an MVP in your boy.
I needed it. I think about that from time to time. Like, man, if he had that MVP too. Ooh.
Come on, man. Nobody gonna say nothing to you, right? Come on now.
It's tough, bro. But we snatched that Super Bowl from him, so we good. We call it even.
But that year, he got it. But anyways, though, look, man. The last person to win MVP in Super Bowl since Kurt Warner. But that year, Juju, MVS.
Yeah.
I mean, who was the receivers? This is probably his best receiver corps since Tyreek Hill left. This best. And on top of that, their rookie Josh Simmons, they drafted in the first round. I'm hearing high praises, dude. I'm hearing like next Trent Williams and all this stuff, right? He's looking good. So the problem with him last year, the offensive line was killing him, right? He took the most. I think he took the most hits that he ever took in his whole career last year. So drafting him was going to be a big plus. But this is a motivated team. They look terrible in the Super Bowl, right? They know that teams are catching up, and I cannot. This is another situation like you said about the Bengals. I gotta see it to believe it.
I feel that.
Somebody got to dethrone these dudes. I'm not going to just pick them. Like, that ain't happening. I'm picking the Jags over the Texans before I'm picking the Broncos over the Chiefs. These dudes won 9 times in a row. And the Broncos weren't close last year. Let's remember that. They were not close last year. Chiefs lost 1 game. No, 2. 1 game they tried. They lost 1 on purpose. But they really lost 1 game with Patrick Mahomes. That was with the Bills. That's it. So, I ain't doing that. Number 2, Broncos. I do think the Broncos will lead the Chargers, though. Broncos second string look better than the Stars. Yeah, but it's it's preseason though.
It's preseason.
Shout out to Devin Burns from Cedar Hill.
Yes, sir.
But I got the Broncos number 2. I think the Broncos have the best defense in the division. Bo Nix, do I expect like a huge leap? No, I really don't, AJ. I think he'll be similar from last year. I think he will. But do I see like him falling? No, I don't see that. I think I see him from last year. That's what I see. I think the Broncos are a really solid team. You know what I mean? Like when they play the bad teams, they will win. You know what I mean? They'll beat the bad teams because they have a good defense. But when they play these good teams, that's when I think that Bo Nix won't get them over that hump against these good teams. So give me them my number 2. And number 3, the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, they can easily be number 2. I think number 2 spot and 3 spot can flip-flop. But Jim Harbaugh, I feel like in his second year, he can be better. But after what I saw from Justin Herbert last year, I'm sorry, AJ. Now, here's the funny part, AJ. I'm about to give you some. I'm gonna give your guy some praise. Your guy gets killed, right? Jalen Hurts. If y'all don't know who this guy is, you see the logo in the back. We ain't talking about Luka right now. But Jalen Hurts, right? He gets killed because y'all had to dial it back for y'all to win games. Y'all did,
That's what they say, but I'm gonna let you rock.
I mean, it's the truth, AJ. I mean, y'all throwing the ball a lot in the first 4 games, and then y'all dialed it back. But it's fine. It's fine.
You gonna give him some credit, so I'm gonna let it rock.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Guess who else they did? Guess who else they had last year? Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert dialed it back, and guess what happened? He finally made it to the playoffs again. Finally. Now, am I saying Justin Herbert was the reason? No, but here's the tricky part about it, though. He dialed it back. They won the games. And then when he threw it more, they lost the game.
Yep.
Threw 3 interceptions. Threw more interceptions through the whole year. That scar, that's still in my mind. I'm sorry. And I do feel like the Broncos, like overall, they probably have the better team overall. Now, Justin Herbert is the better quarterback. I feel like than Bo Nix. And Jim Harbaugh can challenge Sean Payton as a better coach. That's up in the air. But I'm going to go with the Broncos taking the lead. They have the younger guy. It's more likely the younger guy will get better than the guy who's been here for what, 7 years? How long he been here now? 5 years?
At least 5, 6, somewhere
6
around
years?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go on 3rd. And then Geno Smith, man, I'm sorry, man, 4th. Y'all 4th. Pete Carroll coming in talking about, I win at least 10. I forgot what he said. I win at least 10 games, bro. You won 10 games like 4 times your whole career. Let's relax. Legion of Boom is not here right now. All right. I was high on the Raiders last year, but Geno Smith, I'm not a big Geno fan, man. I'm just not. Like, I don't dislike Geno, but I think he gets too much praise. I think he gets hyped up too much. And I know I think you compared Geno to somebody earlier. You compared Geno to somebody earlier. Trevor Lawrence is more talented. Geno is just a more veteran player. He's more seasoned in the game, so he's much smarter than Trevor Lawrence. But when Trevor gets to Geno's age, I believe he'll be better than Geno. But give me them my 4. So I got Kansas City, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders.
No, David, we can't come to that agreement. We cannot come to the agreement that Justin Herbert is the best young QB right now. Absolutely. First off, is he still a young QB? Are we still putting that tag on him? Like, no, bro, no, he's not. No,
Justin, I think Joe Burrow came away.
Around the same age.
They probably the same age. You're right.
Yeah, they were around the same age, bro. No, I can't. No, bro.
Justin Herbert, 27 years old.
That ain't young no more, bro. Jalen Hurts, 26. I think he just turned 27. We don't
Justin Herbert came in the league in 2020. Bro, he came in the league the same year as Joe Burrow.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, bro. I can't with Herbert. I can't. I've seen enough.
Herbert ain't better than JD5. Come on, man.
I mean, we just saw JD in the NFC Championship, so I'm not going to refute that. I do want to see another year, but I ain't going to refute that too much. I'm not. I do want to say, two things before we move on. People say this, and I'm not going to take long on it. I promise. I'm going to just say it. I'm going to move on. People say this all the time about Hurts.
Okay.
And I'm just like, bro, like, there's context. First off, let me just say this.
Okay.
I was going to save this clip for a 1v1 that was supposed to happen, but at this point, I'm just like, that'll, whatever with it, right? Number one, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are smart. The way to win in today's game, unless you are Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes throw the ball 80 times and still win. That's just him, right? But Joe Burrow don't win though. Joe Burrow.
My bad.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is the Eagles are smart. I think the way to win in today's NFL is to establish the run as much as possible and limit your quarterback's attempts. Right. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes is one of the few that gets away with it. He's just on it. I just think Patrick is just who he is. He gonna push Tom Brady for GOAT standing like that. We just put him in a class of his own, right? But like Josh Allen can throw it with the best of them. We all know that. When they got a new offensive coordinator a couple years ago, what did they do? They dialed it back, started to get a ball to James Cook, and what did they do? They made a push, right? The Philadelphia Eagles see stuff like that, and they say, look. First off, what people don't understand, people say they dialed Jalen Hurts back. The Eagles are supposed to go 3-1. People forget about that drop pass Saquon Barkley had against the Falcons. People forget that. We were supposed to be 3-1. And people also forget the fact that AJ missed 3 games, Devontae missed a game and a half, and Lane Johnson didn't play in that game against Tampa. So, like, in my personal opinion, them first 4 weeks, like, we actually, in my opinion, given the injuries, we kind of exceeded expectations. I'm not going to lie, given what we had to overcome and what we dealt with. But I'm going to leave that alone. We can say that for another day. I just want to get that out. Like, people will be like, hey, they started off 2-2, and then they went from 2-2. Like, no, like, instead of trying to air it out coming out of the bye, which they kind of did against the Browns, but instead of airing it out like that again, coming off of the bye, Saquon Barkley being here all season so far, Jalen Hurts been here all season so far. The offensive line been healthy with the exception of Lane Johnson. Let's come out of this bye. Let's run the ball more with the guys that's here instead of trying to get that cohesion back in the passing game. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith is going to be there. Let's get the offensive run game going. And Saquon took off to a point where it's like, bro, we got to keep giving him the ball. That's how I feel it went personally. That's just me. But I want to get back to the Chiefs, to obviously the most important thing. Like, let's get back to that. I think the one time I saw this was when it was the New England Patriots. And no matter what happened, as long as Brady was healthy, they was going to always win their division, and it was going to always go on a playoff run.
Yep.
So I do believe Pat is that guy. Don't get me wrong. He is that guy. But I also believe there's only one Tom Brady. And I think at some point, we're going to see it drop off. Now, it's not going to last long. But I think at some point, we are going to see a drop off in the Chiefs and in Patrick Mahomes. And I really foresee it being this year, fresh off of getting stumped out the way they did in the Super Bowl. Like, at some point, I believe, like any other normal team in the league, that Super Bowl hangover kick in. It's happened to some of the best teams we've seen go to the Super Bowl, win or lose the Super Bowl. At some point, it's going to kick in. Now, again, I could be wrong because, like I said before, like I just got done saying, Patrick Mahomes is he's just different. That's just who he is. Andy Reid is just different, right? But I'm getting to the point where I don't want to sound like Max Kellerman, where he came out and said Tom Brady is going to fall off a cliff. I don't want to sound like that. But what I will say is, I think this year I will be the guy that steps out on that ledge and says, I think we beat y'all so bad, y'all ain't gonna be the same the next year. I think we stumped y'all. So you come out, you motivated, you hungry. We gonna be the big bad wolves. No, I think we stumped y'all so bad, y'all not gonna be the same for a year. That's what I think. I think y'all gonna be in the wild card round of the playoffs fighting. That's what I think.
Wild card.
That's what I think. I mean, they don't win their division. They gotta be wild card.
Wow.
So I think they're gonna be, but they gonna make it. And Pat gonna have a good year. I don't see him having a bad year, but them as a whole, I mean, that beatdown was crazy. That straight elbow punch, uppercut, like it was bad. It was bad. Like y'all gotta show me y'all can bounce back from that. Like y'all gotta show me, like you said before, the Tampa Bay beatdown was different. That was different. You know what I mean? Like the Tampa Bay beatdown was different because the whole O-line was hurting. Pat still looked like Pat. But now defense is looking like, yo, now every team ain't the Eagles. Every team don't have the personnel that the Eagles have. But you know them other AFC teams looking like, bro, these guys.
Ravens do.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, thank you for bringing that back up. That's true. That's true. But you know these other AFC teams is looking at these guys like, bro, we can get them.
Mm-hmm.
We can get them. And I know the Broncos, with that defense, that you could make the argument right there with Philly. They defense is like that. You slow them dudes down, and Bo Nix give you enough on offense. I see this being a year, man. They get knocked off. I think they bounce back next year and go back to being the Chiefs. But I think this year, bro, I think after that whooping it, I mean, everybody just don't bounce back after that. You know what I mean? Everybody can't bounce back after that. I don't think they bounce back this year. That's all.
I mean, like you said, Brady missed the play. Well, the Patriots missed the playoffs one time since 2003, I think. And that was in 2008 when Brady got hurt. And they still won 11 games that year with Matt Castle.
That's true.
But you said it's only one Brady. Did you know that Patrick Mahomes on a greater start than Brady?
I know.
There's only one Mahomes. Let's say that. It's only one Mahomes.
That's true.
They not losing AFC West. They not.
Don't see. It's
they not, man. This is one prediction you made. I'm gonna say you probably got this one wrong, bro.
Yeah, I'm stepping out on a limb, and I knew when I was writing it down, I said this one, I'm gonna step on a limb, but I think the Broncos get them out this year. I do. But
might be a genius.
Hey, and you know if I am, I'm finna be posting, reclipping. I'm gonna be. Hey, I told y'all. You know what I mean? I told y'all. But last division of the day, Joe Jordan. We got the AFC East. It's another interesting division in my opinion. I'm curious to see where you're gonna go with it. I know I'm going to an interesting place with it.
Ooh.
But we got the Jets, we got the Patriots, we got the Dolphins, we got the Buffalo Bills. How do you see this division unfolding?
All right. This one, I'm not gonna lie. Number one, Bills. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, all right. Let me get that out of the way. Number one is Bills. But 2-4 is kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
All right. But let me go with the Bills first. The Bills, just like the Chiefs, the Bills haven't lost the division in the last 5 years. Chiefs 9 years. This is a reminder for everybody. But the Bills haven't lost in the last 5 years. Since Josh Allen been Josh Allen, they haven't lost a division. You know, so and there was a time when they had to win 6 games in a row. Like you said, they switched the whole scheme and they ran the ball more, and they had to win those 6 games to win the division. They did that. All right. So no more I can say about the Bills. Josh Allen, Bills, number one. Number two. Give me the Patriots.
Ooh.
Give me the Patriots. Now, I think, sorry, J-Mo, my brother, this is the end of the Dolphins as we know them. Although we go
to the end.
That's what we got with the Patriots, man. Like I think they're crumbling. This is the year they're gonna crumble. You know, I don't know to what health is going to be. Now the Dolphins can flip it this year and beat out the Bills. I mean, I don't know. They could, right? I mean, they got the talent, but I just think that this year they're going to take a back seat. But the Patriots, right? What I like about the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, let's start there. Mike Vrabel is a head coach, a winning head coach. Then we're talking about a guy who took the Tennessee Titans to a #1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
The same conference as Josh. We talking about Josh Allen was still Josh Allen. Mahomes was Mahomes. And Lamar was definitely still Lamar, right? So, well, Lamar was hurt that year, I think. But Joe Burrow was there too. But the Titans were the #1 seed. So, so I respect that. And I think Josh McDaniels is what the doctor ordered for the Patriots. Because going through that training camp, I see like Josh McDaniels, Tom Brady, everything cross routes, everything's short. Let's move the chain. Let's just be smart. Let's play this possession game in the air. Let's run the ball. Move the chain. That's Josh Allen's play calling. And Drake May is talented, very talented. They got some pieces there. So I like what they got over there in the Patriots. I think they could, and then they got an easy schedule. I mean, the schedule is really easy. They could get second place with 9 games, in my opinion. Yeah. If they go 9-8, they can go second place in the AFC East. So give me the Patriots #2. #3, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins #3. And like I said, the Dolphins, I'm not as much as I want them to win. For those who don't know, my brother is a Dolphins fan, J-Mo, and my brother is a Steelers fan, Dimitri and Javon. I root for both teams. I want to see the Steelers do good. I want to see the Dolphins do good. So when I say the Steelers will be third and the Dolphins will be third, I'm keeping it real. I'm not like that says something. Now I did say the Steelers will be third last year and they became second. So I said last. I think I said fourth. I'm sorry, Javon. But anyways, I got the Dolphins being at third. And #4, I got the Jets. I mean, I think this division could be like Bills could potentially win any games, right? Like it could be 13 wins, 14 wins. But Patriots, Dolphins, and Jets, they can all be like a game apart.
Yeah.
I think it could be that close in the division. They could all be a game apart. I like the Jets. They got the new head coach from the Lions, the DC from the Lions. Justin Fields, he's there. I know he had a scary injury earlier, but he's good now. He's back with his teammate Garrett Wilson. And they got pieces over there, offensively and defensively. But it's all about putting it all together and how far can Justin Fields really take you? Will he stay healthy? Because Justin Fields get hurt every year himself. So, but give me the Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets.
I'm going to also go from the top to the bottom. I got the Bills at #1 as well. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, reigning league MVP. We might not agree that he should be MVP of the league given what Lamar did last year, but he won it, so we give him credit where it's due. He had a great year, you know what I mean? A year that I didn't expect him to have, losing Stephon Diggs. He still came out and balled out. So I got them coming in at #1. I do think they need to I think Bills fans are sleeping on Cook. I think they're sleeping on him, bro. Like the way they talk about him is like he's just expendable. You can just replace him with anybody. Like he ain't that guy. It's like, bro, it's pivotal to y'all offense. Like he's a nice punch in the backfield for y'all offense, bro. Like he might not be a 1 through 3 type of back because he's more so like a speedster kind of. He can do some of everything, but
he's explosive though.
He very explosive. He adds another dimension to the offense that you need. And like I said before, when you dial it back with him, with Josh Allen, and he got it going, they are extremely hard to beat. And so I think they sleeping on James Cook. I think they need to bring him back. I think they need to. I don't know about giving him Saquon money.
He's back though.
They didn't give him the contract though, right?
No, he didn't give him a contract. I don't think he's holding out anymore though.
Okay, I think they need to pay him. That's me personally. I think they need to give him what he give him. I wouldn't give him Saquon money because Saquon is, but I'm giving him a bag because I do think he adds another dimension to your offense that you need in order to go win a Super Bowl. And I don't think you could just replace him with anybody. So I will say that, but I do think the Bills are what they are. I like what they got going on both sides of the ball. And as long as Josh Allen is on the field, similar to how we feel about Lamar Jackson and similar to how you feel about Pat, it's hard to pick against them to win the division, especially when the rest of the division you're just not as confident in.
And the quarterbacks too.
and the quarterbacks. At number 2, we agree.
Okay.
I got the Patriots.
Okay.
I got the Patriots. I think Drake May takes a step this year. I think he's going to take a step this year. I think he's going to be great. You brought up Mike Vrabel. I think he's the best coach for this team. Older, hard-nosed type of coach, right? Tough coach, get everybody going. People love to play for him. I think he's the perfect coach for that locker room. I think Diggs is out to prove he is one of them guys again. You know, he's coming off that injury, but him signing that contract, I think he's out to prove that he's still a top guy in the league. Now, when I say top guy, I don't know about top 5 or top 10, but maybe just on the outskirts of that. I don't think he'll have to be that elite to help Drake May, but I think Drake May has a really good season. I like the things that they did on the defensive side of the ball this offseason. I just like how they have constructed their team. You can tell that they put a lot into this. A lot of it has been thought through. And like you said, to the rest of the division, I'm like, I don't know about the Dolphins right now. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm getting from the Dolphins this season, and the Jets. I mean, get out of here. Now, I wish the best for Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields, the player, but I don't see him doing much with the Jets. Like I just can't foresee it. I want him to be successful. I want him to prove that he's a starter in the NFL. I really thought, like, coming out of college, he was going to be that guy. I thought he was that guy at Ohio State. I really did. But, like, looking at it now, it's like, I don't really know if the Jets is the right place for him. I think he's going to be decent, but not good enough to overtake any of the other teams ahead of him. I think they come in at 4, and then I already brought up the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins coming in at 3, and I agree. Like, I kind of see them falling apart. I see them firing the head coach. I see Tyreek Hill wanting out like mid-season. We praying Tua stays healthy again for the year. You know, they just not stable. And even if they are stable, I'm still not convinced they're gonna be able to play in cold weather.
Yeah,
I'm just not convinced. That's always gonna be a thing. There's always gonna be a thing for them, it seemed like. And so I got the Bills. I got the Patriots being a team that's like, it's weird, bro. With Vrabel, with Drake May, with Diggs, long as Diggs is healthy, and that defense, you said 9 wins. I could see them getting sneaky and getting like 11. I could see them getting 9. I could also see them getting like 11. I could see them being that team this year that like really like jumps on the scene, but I can't see them overtaking the Bills, obviously, for the 1 spot.
They have a really easy schedule, though. A really easy
Patriots?
schedule. Yes.
Yeah.
And I like Trayvon Henderson, they rookie. He's very versatile. I also like they have another guy too. A guy they I can't think of his name right now. But they drafted Will Campbell, a new offensive lineman. He been playing good too in the preseason. But like you said, I like Drake May too. I think Drake May is very, very talented. He's very talented. He do make some bonehead mistakes, as a youngin does. Yeah. He needs some guidance. But I do like the fact that he threw it when we played him in the preseason game was horrible, right? For us, like we Dan Quinn was pissed off, like that was it's not commanded football. Like no, it's not how we gonna rock. But anyways,
right?
Even though it was our second string, they played a first string. Drake May was about to get sacked, and he just threw it up. He just threw it up. It was an interception. Mike Vrabel, he got to the sideline. Mike Vrabel was like got into him. He got into him. And also, there was another situation where his team, somebody scored a touchdown and he didn't go and celebrate. And Mike Vrabel was like, go. Go. So that's the type of coach you need. Like, you could tell Mike Vrabel been around. Like, that's what Tom Brady does. He runs all the way down there to the end zone. He's been around a winning culture, and he could bring that. He's going to bring that here. And going to the training camp when we played him, he is so active. I mean, AJ, I know you heard about him getting cut in his face.
Yeah.
I was there. Like, shout out to Marshawn Lattimore. He started the fight. And then Mike Vrabel was right in the middle. Like, it was like 3 tussles, and he got in there with like he was so active the whole time. I would say he was more active than Dan Quinn. But Dan Quinn was on the other side, so it was hard to see Dan Quinn. But I was right in front of Mike Vrabel. He was like in there. You can tell he was a former. You can tell he was a former player. Right. That's the type of energy this team needs, and I'm very high on the Patriots this year. I think they can do something this year with Mike Vrabel.
I agree. I couldn't have said it better, man. Hey, Teddy, I know you watching. Hey, we back in your past this year. Don't get used to it because normally I'm trashing y'all. I think y'all gonna be decent, man. I think y'all gonna be decent, and I think y'all in the right division to be decent. The Bills gonna be the Bills. The Bills gonna be the Bills. But I wouldn't be shocked if they split with the Bills. I wouldn't be shocked if that was one of the Bills' losses this year. Like it wouldn't shock me, bro. I think they're gonna be the surprise team. Next year, they're not gonna be able to sneak up on guys. But I think this year they're gonna sneak up on some teams.
And here's the thing, though: the Dolphins don't lose to the Patriots, though. That Tua never lost to the Patriots.
That's true.
So that's gonna be something. That's gonna be something too. And then with the Bills, which Josh Allen are we gonna see? Will he revert back to the turnover-prone Josh Allen, or will we get last year's Josh Allen who took care of the ball? Yeah. So, and that's where James Cook come into play.
I mean, hand the ball off. You know, like, hey, limit the throws downfield. It's winning football. The Ravens are at their best, in my opinion, when Derrick Henry is toting the rock, going crazy. I'm just saying, some of the best teams in the league, man. And when you look at the rushing attempts of the best teams in the league, man, like they're at the top. The Lions was at the top. The Ravens was at the top. The Commanders wasn't as high, but they was near the top, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Eagles, like running the ball is you know what I'm saying, it's successful in the NFL, but for whatever reason, you know, my guy get dinged for it, but it's okay. I'm not saying from you, but I'm just saying in general.
Of course, you know, it's successful. You just gotta be able to do it when the running game ain't working. You know what I mean, working ain't working, able to do it. Your boy showed the Super Bowl.
Hey, yeah, I mean, you say, oh, y'all gonna shut him down? Okay, it's my time to shine again on you boys. You know what I mean? AJ, go up there and get that. Hey, Devontae, I see you. Go ahead and get that. Hey, Dotson, I see you. You go ahead and get that. Dotson made some plays. You know what I mean? So, you know, man. But that's how we see the AFC going down. We're gonna get to playoff predictions later on. But that's how we see each division going down. Just to repeat mine real quick, I got the Texans winning the AFC South, the Ravens winning the AFC North, the Broncos. You
hear that?
Let's ride. Okay, even though y'all ain't got Russ no more, let's ride. I got the Broncos winning the AFC West and the Bills winning the AFC East.
And I have the Texans winning the AFC South, Ravens, AFC North, Chiefs for the 10th time in a row win the AFC West, and the Bills for the 6th time in a row win the AFC East. I think we got almost everything the same except for the AFC West. The top is messed up. The AFC North, the 2nd and 3rd is messed up, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Everything else the same.
Yeah. Hey, great minds think alike.
You know, so we're gonna see though when we get to these seedings though. Now the NFC.
Oh, the NFC.
We're gonna disagree.
Yeah, we're gonna disagree on a lot in the NFC.
We're gonna disagree. I'll let you know right now. We're gonna disagree.
I'm already knowing.
I'll let you know right now. So make sure y'all tune in to the NFC one for sure. But
yes, sir.
Look at these last words in.
Yes, sir.
My last words. Great show, AJ. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the whole network. You know, my boy AJ couldn't make it, but we had a great time on R2L weekend. Now it's turned into an all-star weekend now. You know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of festivities, that's what they call it. So looking forward to my boy to be the next year. You know, I know he watched the game. He's like, man, I know I'm better than a lot of these dudes. I know that's what you were thinking. You know, so looking forward to next year. But the Commanders, I see y'all talking. AP, Terry, I see y'all, you know, chit-chatting. Now, Jeremy Fowler, the ESPN writer, he came on Commanders radio, and they asked him, I just want to ask you, what percentage would you say you would give Terry to not play game one? He said, I'll give it 20% that he won't play game one because he's holding in so he can't lose money. So I doubt it he would hold out.
A game check.
Yeah, only way I can see him missing game check is if he's really in his feelings. Like he feel like I'm hurt. Like outside of that, if he understands his business, he's gonna play. And then I compare it to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, he also held in. He didn't go to training camp. He didn't do none of that stuff. When the season came, Triple Crown. He went out and balled out. And now it's like, you gotta pay me. You know, so Terry, Debo, you know, Tunsil, you know what I mean? I'm excited. JD5 taking out. I got us looking pretty good this year, man. I really do. I think our defense will be a little better too. I like our secondary now. I know Marshall Lambo. We joke about him,
Burn toast.
But I like Amos. I like Mikey. I like John Johnson. What we got from the Patriots. So I like our secondary. I like our defensive line too. We got bigger. We got decent wide. We got bigger in the D line to start the run. So I think our defense will be better this year. But I think top 10. I'm not saying on that. But would it be worse defense as far as rushing? No, I don't think that will happen this year. And that's all we need for real. So that's what I got for y'all today. Great show again, AJ.
You got nothing for the Kings?
I mean, come on, man. We deep in the all season, man. I mean,
you like come on, man.
Westbrook. I guess I can root for Westbrook this year.
You like, man, come on, man. Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. Nah, my final words, man. Of course, great show. My co-host JJ Joe Jordan. It's always great doing these with you. Everybody watching on my channel, timeout or full timeout. Appreciate y'all. Everybody watching from the R2L community. Appreciate y'all. Everybody watching on Twitter and other social media sites. Definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff. We appreciate it all. I'm about to say Lakers. Eagles, like I said, I think we're in a good spot. Now, Landon Dickerson, he did go down with a meniscus injury. They said that he going to have, I think he had surgery yesterday on it. So they say he's not going to miss a lot of time. They say he might be out like the first few games of the year. But
he's trying to play week 1.
Oh, really? Okay. That even better. It's a good thing we still got like another 3 weeks before the regular season starts. So he got time to kind of, heal up. I would say, hey, if you need to sit out the first couple games, it'll be all right, bro. Just make sure you're ready come mid-season, coming down to the stretch of the year. You know what I mean? So that's great. That made my day because losing Landon would have been a big time blow to our offensive line, as we all know, right? Because he's our backup center too. Like he's our backup center. So we need Landon. So shout out to him. Thank God he's good. Our defense looking great, bro. Our defense looking great. And the funny thing about it, last year, I was hearing so many great things about Jalen Hurts. Like, the ball's never touching the ground. He's sensational in training camp, da-da-da. And he started the season off like so-so. Now, granted, like I said, we had the A.J. Brown injury. We had the Devontae Smith injury. We had a new offensive coordinator. We had a lot of different things going on in the first part of the season, right? And like I said, we should have been 3-1. Saquon, you got to catch that pass, but you made up for us, so I ain't mad at it, right? This year, I haven't really heard much about Jalen Hurts. Like, I'm hearing similar stuff like ball not touching the ground, but I'm seeing with my own eyes more mistakes in training camp. And I think it's going to have a reverse effect. I think he's going to come out firing. I think Jalen Hurts going to come. I think my dog, I'm going to say this. But I'm confident in my boy this season. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have another great season, especially hearing all the disrespect, you know what I'm saying, the all season from people like Cam Newton. You know what I mean? I just feel like he's going to come out firing. So I like what I see out of my offense. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of guys like Quinyon and Cooper DeJean. We got to figure out what we're doing at DB2 because Keely Ringo ain't cutting it. Adore Jackson is not cutting it. That defensive line has been ferocious. I feel like we're going to be hard to beat again. I think we're going to be a tough out again this year, man. So like usual, I ain't got on my Eagles apparel. I think I got on my Hurt season shirt. But like usual, man, my squad, they keep me on phase. Lakers, I got nothing to say to y'all. I'm not going to lie.
I'm about to say that.
I got nothing to say about it. Luka, just keep doing your thing. Keep staying in shape. You know what I'm saying?
He balling overseas.
Yeah, hey. Keep on doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's football season, baby. It's football season. So like I said, the Eagles, they keep me on phase, man.
On phase. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.